You know, every time that people say like shoe of the year, it's always like a retro like that, which I feel like that should be its own category, like best retro of the year. But when we're talking about shoe of the year, it should be something fresh, something brand new, a brand new silhouette, if you will. And I'm not sure what this whole criteria is for shoe of the year at this point, but if I were to pick one, at least so far, this is it. These are fucking cool. Do you disagree?
I just really like how they use the swoosh.
The whole thing.
I feel like, why did it take so long for them to implement the swoosh as a J for somebody?
It just took somebody like Ja to be like, yo, this is it.
They have LeBron James. James.
I know. But
James.
That guy thinks that he's the king.
I know, I'm just saying.
He thinks he's him.
J all along.
No, he thinks he's him. Well, you talk about Michael Jordan.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean? They've been having this shit. But yeah, no, like it takes somebody that doesn't think that they're hot shit to be like, You
that would have been me there being like, hey, Jody?
Right.
Jody?
So, you know what I mean? I thought these looked cool without the A on them, with that first color that came out, that like, or it didn't come out, but the first one that got leaked, it was like pinkish and purple, which are fun. And then they dropped all of the colorways or the images of these colors with the A spray painted on there. I was like, bro, come on, dude. Like, this is fucking fun. You know, this is what shoes should all be about. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike Ja 3, Ja Morant's third signature sneaker, the first one that I've truly liked. You know what I mean? Like, I've already played in them. I got two pairs. This pair is my true size. I grabbed them over at Sneakers. And then locally here in the Sacramento area, Phenom was able to grab some. So I went down there, tried them on before they even got delivered from Sneakers. Ended up with a pair that was a half a size larger, just because I wanted to try both and see how they feel. So I haven't played in this one yet. I'll play in these probably tomorrow. Although I don't know when tomorrow is for you, but like either way, it'll happen.
Tomorrow never comes.
I mean, it comes, it's just like, it's later for them, you know what I mean? We're in the future.
I was doing a throwback country song, okay?
Oh, sorry, I don't know. Speaking of music though, the box, this is fire, bro. It's a Metallica This is sick. This is something that you'll probably like. The shoes, this is something I think it's goofy, but the shoes come with this.
Is it a sticker or a tattoo?
I'm pretty sure it's a sticker, but it's like, why the goofy grin?
Why not?
Exactly. So I just think, I'm like, oh, okay. I think that it would have been cool if it was his logo, but it's his face. It's cool.
That's what they should be called.
What?
How they have like the What The series.
Well, you know.
It could be the Why Not? Why not?
You know how like the DCU with Jared Leto's Joker, and you had the ha ha ha's? What if they did a ja ha 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 like?
Oh, the ja 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 ja.
Well, no, not Spanish, but like it was Ja, and then change all the logos here to ha ha ha's, and it could be like a Joker edition, but for Ja. You know, I think that could be cool. That's what I mean by like something like this is fun, bro. Like this brings fun back into footwear. This is such a weird look for a shoe. I've seen concepts of these already from people over like on the Instagrams and things like that, where they're making like Jurassic Park versions, and just, it's so fun to see when you have a fun product, how much fun other people have with it. And again, that's like, for me, telling of like, this is one of the best shoes of the year. Whether it's a great shoe on court, it doesn't even matter, because it's like, how many times do we see a Air Jordan 4, which is my favorite shoe, but like, come on, dude, that should never be a shoe of the year, ever. Because you know why? It's not 1989 anymore. It's that simple. Like, I don't know why we cater to hype beasts and fake sneakerheads, but we got to stop this, bro. This is dope shit. But before I deep dive into these, I just wanted to give you guys a fair warning that over at Since Apparel, we actually did a small restock on our latest launch. So our Since the 90s, Since the 2000s, and then our Since 1989 tee. They are all available in very, very limited quantities. They are shipping now, so all the pre-orders are finished, and they should be all fulfilled at this point. So if you're interested in any of the three designs and you happen to have missed out, sinceapparel.com's got you covered. Now, the outsole on these guys is very simple, even though it's not. It's a bunch of Ja logos, which I think is very interesting. The only thing that I wouldn't say complain about, but the only thing that I said when I first initially saw these, both online and in person, was this looks like a shoe full of Kobe logos. Not to say that that's negative, I'm just saying like that's what it looks like to me. Like if this was one of the Kobe AD models, like the ones that were after his retirement, I would buy it. Like I'd be like, yeah, that fits right in line with the stuff that we had seen, like the 8360s and things like that. But again, it's the Ja logo. Again, I've already played in them. So I've had no complaints so far. Like these things are ultra grippy. The rubber itself is very pliable. I wouldn't wear these outdoors. I don't think that they would last. The rubber is just very, very soft, which is unfortunate because the cushion is so good that like that's like what you would want outdoors on the concrete or on the blacktop. I'm really excited just to keep playing in them. Like this is one of those shoes where as soon as you put them on, like you like feel good and then you play good, you know what I mean? Because you look good and all that like Dion. So like this is a fire-ass shoe, bro. Now, speaking of the cushion, it simply states ZoomX on the shoe. However, over at Nike's app, like their product description, it says it's like a hybrid ZoomX. I don't know exactly what that means. I assume that it means it's a blend and not full ZoomX. However, ZoomX is already like changing a little bit. Like there's different blends and varieties. So like the ZoomX that I've used on like some of the running stuff, like the Pegasus and the Vomero 18s is different than what I've used even more recently on something like the Vomero Plus. It's all different tweaks and blends and compounds of the material itself, and with that you get a different ride. I will say that my one main critique when seeing that this shoe featured ZoomX with its price point, my first initial thought was like, oh, you're dumbing down your latest and greatest material tech that you want us as consumers to go and buy for 200 plus in something like say the Air Jordan 40 or even those Vomeros and all that stuff. Like those are like pretty high priced for runners, even though they're not like super high priced, but they're up there, you know what I mean? I think they're more expensive than these. So that was my only like main like thought when I first saw it. I was like, oh, that's kind of confusing as a buyer, being like, why is ZoomX cost this much over here? And initially we understood because it's like, oh, that's your best new foam. But then over here we get it and it's lower priced. Does that mean that it's not real ZoomX? Is it dumbed down? Is it not going to feel the same? Especially once you put in that hybrid ZoomX word, I was like, well, wait a minute, like what is going to happen here? I will say that as soon as I started running around in them, I was like, no, this ZoomX, bro, it's just really low profile. It felt awesome. It is wrapped and caged in this full rubber cupsole, which is much needed. It's very similar to the Air Jordan 39 setup, but the stack height is nowhere near as large, so you don't feel as unstable as you did in that shoe. So I would say that like this feels like a much more grounded ride, but with cushion. And the more that I was playing in them and running around and doing cuts and moves and things like that, like the better that they started to feel. Initially, I was like, I don't know if I like this exactly, like it's like a little too bouncy. But then the more that I was running around, like I was like, no, you're getting used to it. It's all good. It's not too high off the floor like the 39s. So yeah, I'm just excited to keep going in these. I think that they feel really good so far. And I just think that this is a super solid product for the price. The insole is a piece of shit. So if you were interested in changing that out for anything else, I would do so before playing in them because it's got glue on the bottom of it. So you're going to heat up that glue. It's really going to stick in there. If you do happen to play in them with the stock insole first and then you decide that you want to take it out, just use a hairdryer on its lowest heat setting. Just wave it around in there until the glue heats up a little bit, and then you'll be able to pull it out without it like tearing and being adhered to the strobel in chunks. Now there is a small torsion plate in there. It's just a little rectangle bar. You can't see it obviously, but it is in there. But if you wanted something with additional arch support or a spring plate or anything like that, Move has great insole options. Aris has great insole options as well. So you can tweak or customize them if you wish. The materials are where things get really basic. It's just a textile mesh build, so it's not anything really spectacular. It's the graphics and the support features that they put on there that make it awesome. This very Kobe 6 feeling, you know what I mean? Like with the kind of like the skin wire and then the mesh top and then the polyurethane scales on top, all of which to protect what's underneath it because it's all softer material. That's kind of what we've got here. We've got just layers upon layers of textile. So they break in really quickly and they move with your foot really well, but then they keep you secure and stable on the shoe or on the platform. That's where all these like wrapping around jaw logos come into play. And not only is it just a fun look, but it actually does work. I will say that my half a size up pair, once I started playing in them, they loosened up a little bit. So I really had to yank those laces really tight because they start off super snug. And a few of my moves, I could feel myself like rolling over the footbed, even though you do sit in the cupsole just a little bit. So I'm gonna, again, play in these before giving a full performance review just to see which one I prefer over the other. But yeah, the textile build, it's awesome. It feels really good. It looks really good. I love the graphic overlays. I think that they're so much fun and they're not just there, like they actually have function and purpose to them. So just really well designed. My one complaint, which is my one real complaint or critique so far, is just the tongue. Feels a little short to me. Like this is it loosened up and up. So I would like it a little taller, maybe just a little bit more stretch or something like that. It's a gusseted tongue, so it's attached inside, but it's a very small like issue. It's not anything that actually bothered me on court. It's just one of those things where when I put my foot on or in, then I normally like pull the tongue up and then I lace them. It just was like a little short for me to like, you know what I mean? So it just felt weird. By the way, they do come with extra laces, which is super cool, especially for a pair of shoes that retails at like what, 120, something like that. They come with the best cushion, a crazy ass looking shoe with great colors and all that. So extra like, man, this is a dope release. Whoever like pushed this through and kept it in budget like this with all of this in there, like that fool needs a fucking raise. High five, bro. Awesome stuff. Now in terms of sizing, like I was saying before, I did buy 2 sizes. This one right here is my true size. The other pair is a half a size up. The jaw 1s and 2s, the one specifically unplayable for me in any size. Like they just are too tight. The jaw 2s, if I feel like dealing with the snugness, I can get away with them, but I don't ever want to, so I never have put them back on since the performance review. These guys, so far, I can't decide which one I like more. So again, I just want to take some more time before I give my full thoughts. I would say that for people with a narrow or normal foot, go true to size. Wide footers, try them on for sure. They are lows, so they might not work for you if you end up going up half a size. I did not have any heel issues going up half a size. I just had like side to side issues. You know what I mean? Like once the material is kind of like loosened up. So this is a shoe that you definitely want to try on if possible in store. I know that right now it's not the easiest. That's a main critique. Basketball shoes should never not be in a store. Like that's like one of the dumbest things. You know how many extra crap or like extra accessories we have to wear sometimes? Like whether it be orthotics, extra insoles, ankle braces, all that, like our socks are thicker. You know what I'm saying? Like these should be in stores to try on. Stop with this fake scarcity shit. Like stop being scared of selling shoes. You are a shoe company. Put them out there. And with that being said, what is today's user submitted question of the day?
Since we're on the topic of having sneakers actually in store so you can try them on.
Is this a you question or?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is Christian Santos 4488. Speaking of outlets, what would you grab right now for outdoors at the outlets?
I don't even know what's over there. Every outlet's different, you know? Like they're not all like the same, which is understandable, I suppose. The stuff at the outlets depends on what's like sitting in stores. Like Nike will like kind of RTV stuff where you could return to vendor and then they'll redistribute it to their own locations so that they're not really like losing too much profit. That's the funniest thing with like all these margins that they have, which I know is not answering the question, it's a side tangent, but their percentages per product, like the way that they've marked things up and mathed it all out, even at the lowest price point in the outlet, they're not losing money. That's how crazy like their markups are or their margins. It's really, when we're talking about business, it's fucking fascinating, but it depends on what's available, you know, that's the main thing. So like if I were to go into my outlet and see what's there, which I do once in a while, I don't really anymore just because I usually already have what's in there. So there's not really like a point for me to go in there, but
we'll grab our son.
That's what I mean by like, it's rare for me to even, so like when I go in and I see what might be there, I'm like, I already have that, or I don't want that. And that's how I feel at the outlet. So like, there's nothing there for me. But yeah, it would really depend on what's in the outlet at that moment. And they are all different. So I'm not trying to beat around the bush and like avoid the question. I just don't know what's there.
The nice thing is, especially if you're going into say a Nike outlet or an Adidas outlet or whatever, you can quickly look up our videos and go through it.
Which people do.
Yeah.
I've been in store while they've been doing it. And then
you hear yourself?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you're the guy. So yeah, so it's like really weird. But if you were to tell me what's at your outlet, then I would let you know what of those options I'd pick. So if you want to resubmit a question, go for it. Or somebody, you know what I mean? Let us know where you're at too. That way people in that area can like, you know, Batman and Robin it all the way over.
Figured you could use a hand.
2 against 2 are better odds.
But with all that being said, this right here is so far my sneaker of the year, visually, not performance-wise. Just visually, I think that this is so much fun. I really like these. This is a shoe that I would actually wear casually if I was young, you know what I mean? Like, I think that I'm a little too old for this now, but on court, they are cool. But sound off below and let us know what you think about them in the comment section. Did you grab a pair? If you did you already play in them? If you have, what do you think about them? I do think that they've been very solid so far, but again, I want to try playing in this one and see which one I prefer, like what fit, you know what I mean? See if I get a better experience in this one. But either way, sound off below and let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.